man, he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I fucking bought it. I bought this shirt. This is so good, dude. And for those of you that hear our theme song and have no idea who Joe Hendry is, neither did I until I watched the video. And I realized, and I started watching, I actually saw this side to side and say, and we actually saw this video. If you haven't seen the video, you can type it in right up here. I believe in Joe Hendry. And just watch the video. It's a wrestler that is an independent wrestler, if you've never heard of this man. Independent wrestler that did himself a favor. He's a musician as well. Recorded his own music, did all the stuff. It's not just like this ripped dude holding a guitar. He did all the whole, he does the vocals, he does everything. And so then, I don't want to listen to this song right now. I realized what was happening. So then he made this video and this song that went viral, and it propelled him from the independent circuit right up until he was at fucking WrestleMania. So you got to love this guy's like underdog story. It's pretty cool. I believe in Joe Hendry. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing great. It's been a little bit since we've gotten together and gathered, and I've been so fucking busy. There are going to be a bunch of streams coming up. And a bunch of streams coming up. Going to have a stream tomorrow. Going to have a stream today, tomorrow. And we're going to have a good time. So today, tomorrow, Saturday, plan to be here for streams. I'm giving away an Aurora DSP suite today. I'm giving away the DS. And that's okay, because I might know a guy that said that's all right. For those of you not aware yet, as I've talked about it a few times, I am now the Artist Relations and Creator Relations Manager over at Aurora DSP. And I've known Daniel for a really long time. I did not know Merrick until recently. I knew he worked there. And I knew I had spoken to him in the past, but I didn't really know him. And hot diggity, what a nice guy. God damn it. Every time we do a stream, I end up with a cat hair in my fucking eye or my nose or something. Because I sit in this chair. My cat, he has been a little bit sick. He's been under the weather. And so he loves this chair. And it's not normally pulled out for him to sit on, but he loves to sit on it. So because he's sick, I've been allowing him to just sleep on this chair. However, that has, even after I cleaned the chair quite well, created some pressure. Anyways, going back to it. So yeah. Having some fun, getting some creators creating. And man, I've been chatting with lots of new creators recently, and if any of them are tuning in today or seeing this after, man, I'm happy to have met all of you. I met some really nice people from all over the fucking world, and these people have been so nice, and they've been so welcoming to me. It's very strange because I've gotten a very warm reception, and thank you so much for all the very warm reception from the creators, past, present, etc., that have already established themselves with Aurora DSP. But as you guys are well aware, it doesn't really matter. I talk about quality only. So even though I'm working with them now, I mean, I've been working with so many developers for such a long time. There's no shilling going on here. This is just a great product, and so far the reviews are extravagant. The reviews from all the creators I've been working with, and I've worked so far about 25 creators on this one, and I've got nothing but crazy good feedback on it. And thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. So I'm going to be going over some of the stuff in this bad boy here, and we're going to tune up. We're going to get this going. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to use a couple guitars today. I think I'm going to bring in the beefy baritone. I think I'm going to bring in the beefy baritone after. I think. I don't know for sure, but we're going to find out. Second half will be a different instrument. And this guitar is in need of some work. Something happened at the nut, and now the action at the nut is very low. It just happened to get low. Get low, get low, get low, get low. Yeah, fuck yeah, Lost Horizon. All right, let's see what we got here. His gimmick for years was just making parody songs and videos. Yeah. Of whoever. Yeah, dude, he fucking wrestled Randy Orton. That moment was so good. That moment was so good. I've replayed it probably, I'm no kidding, like probably 50 times. If you guys just go watch the clip, even if you don't care about wrestling, even if you don't give a fuck about wrestling, type in WrestleMania Joe Hendry and watch don't watch one of the fan-made ones. Watch like the official, the call out and everything else, and just understand that man has worked from literally nothing, absolutely nothing, wrestling in front of like fucking 300 people, maybe less, maybe fewer people than 300. And then he came out to 60,000 people, and 60,000 people went absolutely fucking berserk. And the moment, man, it's a great moment. It's a great moment. Go and check it out. Please do. All right, so we're going to hang out with DS today. I'm going to give away a DS today. This is pretty bright. I like it. All right, we're going to hang out today. We're going to go over to the suite. We're going to go over a few different things in it. If you have not seen it, it was a world first. I got to get out there and be the first. But that's not what being part of like a beta team is about. It's not about being first. It's just about being part of something rad. It was just that so happened that Daniel was like, hey man, check this out. Go for it. Take it live. Even before it's ready, take it live. I'm like, are you sure, dude? And he's like, yeah, just take it live. There was 2 fewer cabinets. That's the cool thing about it. And I didn't even put it in the intro or anything, in the information description. How's it going, Bo? How's it going, Kyle? How's it going, Pedro? How's it going, everyone? I hope you're here. I hope you're having a good time. And, man, it's going to be a fun day today. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, gotta turn this up a bit, though. Turn it up. Is this the part? No, we're not there yet. We're not even close. If you haven't heard Highlander by Lost Horizon, by the way, just stop the stream right now and listen and just take 10 minutes of your day. Check out the fucking vocal that this dude comes in with. He's like, how do you come into a song? Well, no, obviously they were singing before this. But it's like 0 to 1,000,000. Absolutely. Absolutely, Derek. Been rewatching Silicon Valley for like the 10th time. Fuck, that show still makes me laugh to the core. If you haven't seen that show, you gotta go. Yeah, dude, like Randy doing the fucking... I'm not gonna call him Randy. Mr. Orton. I haven't... Yep. That's fucking such a rad story, dude. He said he was playing in cover bands and stuff too to make money. Cool, man. We'll be here for a couple hours. That's a bit chimey, isn't it? So I made these thrash presets with 100% active pickups. I made the thrash presets with... Actually, no, it wasn't just actives, actually. No. The presets I actually made with an EMG 81, and in the other side of the DI was a DiMarzio Super Distortion. 2 pickups, classic for old school thrash. The Evo here is a wee bit brighter, Ace. So we're gonna wheel this back a little bit and wheel the presence back. Mom. It's got the moms. And this thing, I think a few creators looked at this and they looked at me and they're like, is this like just kind of like a dad rock amp? Literally, because I've been dealing with a lot of modern metal guys on this one. And I'm like, guys, just take it for a spin. And Oswaldo, one of our very favorite YouTubers slash, creators, Instagram. Let's just call them creators. I don't want to say YouTubers. I don't want to say Instagrammers. Just to say creators, shall we? Our artists. One of the, creators and artists. Yeah, I guess it's one and the same. Anyways, we're hanging out. We're just checking out the Laboga Diamond Suite today. Going left to right on it. I have a pre-recorded demo, folks, and it's finally, we have one ready to rip. I couldn't be more excited to finally get it out there. So what have I done here? On the one side, we've got the soul food. What's kind of like a soul food, what looks like a soul food. We've got a POG. I think it's based on like that very simplified, the three knob POG. We've got a fuzz, and I never did ask Daniel what this one was based on, and I have no idea. And then this one is just based on your average MXR 6 bendo. I'm having a good time today, though. Can't wait for looking forward to Eddie dropping in. I haven't talked to Eddie in a bit. Well, actually, no. That's a damn dirty lie. Eddie and I have been talking about Oblivion. If you're in the chat, holler at me if you've been testing that, or if you've been playing testing. If you've been balls deep in that new Oblivion remaster. Holy smokes, it's fun. Man, that sounds rad. It's just ripping. And so we've got a bunch of different cabs here. I thoroughly enjoy all of the cabinets. So let's talk about the two amps involved here. There was this weird misconception that I saw it we talked about it as well. And let's not call it a weird misconception. It was just like, I think at that point it was just like people just wondering, is this just two of the same amp? No, absolutely not. At first, I might have even thought, is this just like kind of the two of the same amp, sort of? Or is there just one little small difference or something like that? And they're just, no, that is not the case. These are very different amps. And Laboga, remember, anytime something is based on an actual analog product, remember, you can go to the analog company's website and learn more about the gear. I mean, the plugin developer is obviously going to have a lot of information on the amps and the manual, but if you really want to get to know an amp better, go to the analog builder page, read about the amp, and learn more about that the builder. Okay, because I'm telling you, you'll learn so much more in such a short time. And man, Laboga gets very in depth. They don't just like say, the mod, the mid switch, position 1 just gives it a bump in this. Position 2 just gives it a bump here. It's not vague. It's 100%. They give you the complete rundown. Like to where if you're not a complete electronics ninja or an amp ninja, you might even glaze over. But as much as you could possibly want to know about these amps is available on the Laboga website. And as far as I understand, both of these amps have been around for a long time. This one here, the Diamond Sound, this one has been around for a long time, like since the 70s. And it is a bad motherfucker. This thing is awesome. And there's going to be some clips and clops. It's not really the plugin doing that. It's just the fact that I've got it set really, as far as the latency goes, it is like a tiny bit of latency. So whenever I'm asking the computer to do something else, it will give me a little clip. And it's like, easy, buddy. We're trying to focus on this latency. So anyways, let's keep going. Oh, that's some music to my ears. How's the guitar volume today, folks? Xander Bananas, by the way, hello. Sorry, I missed Xander Bananas. I don't know how I missed Xander. How could I possibly miss that, man? I'm glad you were finally notified, dude. So stoked to see you. That's such an nice old school thrash tones. And I've been seeing a lot of these modern metal creators recently. Oh, wait a minute. We got to give homage to one of the best vocal parts ever recorded. Ever. No auto-tune. Nothing. Holy fuck. How's that? What? Fucking invisible orange, baby. Holy shit balls. My goodness gracious, this man has a voice. They released a couple of absolute fire albums. They changed power metal forever, and then they retired and went up into the mountains. Basically it. Julio G. What's going on, man? Nice to see you. Welcome to the MCM universe. My name is Tyler, of course. And welcome. We're really happy to have you. Welcome to the community. We love when people talk here. Become part of our community. Chit-chat us up. Ask questions. Debate with me. Call me wrong. I don't mind that. This is not a situation where if you disagree that we're going to be like, we're going to throw you out of here. Just be respectful. Be constructive. Tell me the tone sucks. And I'll be like, what about it sucks, though? Don't tell me why. Don't tell me that it sucks. Tell me how to fix it. I'd be interested. All right, so we're going to continue. This is just a wonderful amp. And what these remind me of is sort of a cross between... Well, there's no cross between anything. It really does remind me of Friedman. It reminds me a lot of Friedman stuff. As you can see, also has a number of the mini switch / fucking mods. I love mods. Who doesn't like Marshall mods? Everyone likes modified Marshalls. Everyone. And if you don't, you fucking should. Where'd Xander go? He's like, fuck these guys. They're talking about wrestling again. God damn it! I came to hear guitar! Kidding, buddy. You can a really good fucking Megadeth tone, buddy. Like, Bo's a big Megadeth guy, too. Bo, what do you think of these Megadeth tones? Like, wowzers. Bring the presence down a bit. It's super like Anthrax-ish as well. And the mids I've got pretty sucked out of here. But if you add just a hair of mids, it really depends on the pickups. In the Evo here, I'm going to add just that hair of mids. Wow. Yeah, Bo, here's what I can tell you. I cannot give you the skinny. I cannot give you the full information, but all I can tell you is that I'm consistently, absolutely blown away as to how fucking smart and intelligent our own Bo is here. Man. And I give credit where credit is due. And Bo is literally one of the smartest human beings I think I've ever met in my entire life. And we're working on some projects together right now. Products. And I can tell you during this development process, man, like this dude has come to bat. Absolutely come to bat. And he's hitting home runs. And you guys are going to be able to be the benefits, the benefactors of some of that when these plugins start to get released. I cannot wait I cannot wait for these plugins that we're working on. We're working on 2 plugins together right now. And I cannot wait for them to come to light. Really can't. I'm very excited. I really like these presets. And one of the creators is actually like, hey man, the presets are dope. I love the thrash presets. They were my go-to immediately. I'm like, man, that made me feel so good. He didn't even know I made them. He was just talking to me as like, you know, the AR guy. And he's like, man, like those presets are fire. I'm like, man, that makes me feel so fucking good. I really appreciate that. So I think it was Javier. So thanks to Javier for saying that. It really makes somebody feel good when you put time into something and it sounds good. Even if it's like your own home recording and you put lots of time into it and you show it to someone and they're like, man, this is truly, truly awesome, you know? And I don't mean showing it to like your close friends. They're always going to be like, yeah, man, that sounds really good. You know what I mean? Even if it doesn't, they're still going to tell you, yeah, it sounds good. But if you ask, like, if random people, especially if you go onto one of those mix crit groups where you throw your mixes out there and man, people fucking roast them. People will roast them. But then there are the constructive individuals as well. Come on, folks. We got to liven this biatch up. If you're in the chat, do toss some words at us. Holy shit. I missed some comments as well. Sorry, guys. Julio, do you have the plugin? And in one of the things I wanted to mention, though, I was saying that I'm working with a lot of guys that do modern metal right now. And I'm noticing that a lot of them don't actually use a ton of gain. There's a lot of like twangy stuff going on. And it's basically they're using tones kind of like this and they're quad tracking. And then it sounds like a mountain of gain and twang because this is pretty twangy. I'm just trying to remember an old riff that would sound really good with this particular riff or this particular tone. This is it again. Yeah, this is an old riff I wrote. It's I've got it recorded somewhere. Tyler, try the IRs of outmoded electronics. I had to, it looked, when you try to read that word, am I the only one that fell over my own fucking words like 3 times? Because I thought it was like, wait, what? It's not even that tough, but it looks like a bunch of, you really have to read it. See you later, Bo. See you later, buddy, for sure. And if you're up in the house, Pedro's in the house. We've got a bunch of people in the house today. If you're looking to win the Aurora DSP Laboga Diamond Suite, if you are looking to own this, do get at me or do chat in the comments and we might pick somebody. Julio G so far is my leading candidate. He is new. We like to give new people, stuff, by the way. We like to do that. I think that sounds pretty good. Wow, very solid. Even in like low tunings, this thrash is really, really clear. Oh, this sounds good. It's a pretty interesting, it's very interesting. You have this booster feature that is sort of, you really have to watch your gain staging, okay? And I had this conversation with Daniel, and I did a lot of stuff in the presets that I wanted to showcase the various gain staging that you can do. If you're not careful, I saw one comment saying the booster feature isn't good. I saw one comment. Well, you have to be more specific than that, because if all you're going to do is turn on the booster, all it's going to do is make the volume really loud. You have to be sure to gain stage properly. Meaning, here we go. So here's without the booster. We're going to turn it on now. Watch your ears. See how loud it is, right? That's not how this works. Okay? He's like, all it does is make it really loud. Yes, it does. So here's how this works, folks. We're going to go to the screen. It's really loud right now, so without the booster, and with the booster, I'm not even going to chug too loud, because listen, it's so loud right now. It's so friggin' loud. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my volume for the channel back. Okay? Mode. And then I'm going to bring the booster back. It's just a different sound now. It sounds definitely, it's more bold, it adds more snot, more saturation. But if all you're going to do is turn it on and try to crank it up to 10, like it's just like a one knob boost that happens to be built into the amp, that's not the way this is going to work. And yes, it's going to be very loud and it's going to be all muddy and crappy sounding. That is just the way this amp works. If you're going to use the booster, use less of the volume. You have to gain stage it properly, or you will make a mess and you won't really get the true full, the full potential of that feature. You have to just kind of wing it. And if you turn the booster rate off, then you have to you can bring your master back up, and then you're fine. And by the way, yes, I am using the soul food or whatever this is based off of. It's pretty cool. I really like the presets. I really do. And I'm not tooting my own horn either, because all the presets that are included, Chernobyl audio, sound recipe, and I believe there were some more added. This isn't the full release version. This is like this is release version, but it's not Word of the build. I didn't reinstall the full like release version, so that's my own bad. So there's a bunch of different cabinets in here as mentioned. You go left to right. There are 4 different cabinets, and you have the DS412, the DS412 XL, the OS412, and this one is an interesting bird. Very interesting cabinet. Gives it more of like a throaty sound. And it's really cool. It's really, really fun to blend at like a 60-40 with basically every cabinet in here. Give this about 40, give the white cab about 40%, give the other cab about 60%, and you're going to be laughing. And then the last one is a 212, although it kind of looks more like a 412 graphic. It's just to kind of stay uniform. And this also sounds really awesome. I used it in a lot of the cleans. So wow, that sounds fun. All right. Wonderful Thursday. It's probably night where you guys are at. Where are you guys at? Just, you don't have to tell me the exact street address or even the city. Just what country are you in? What time zone are you in? Is it late? Are you guys on Eastern time like myself? That's the reason I don't do a lot of I should really try like a stream at 9 o'clock one time. Just to see who shows up. You know what I mean? To see who and what shows up. Having done that in the past on Twitch, it's pretty weird. If you've ever been a small, insignificant Twitch streamer and you do like streams on really late any night, you'll get a very strange assortment of people just dropping by. And, just to see there are people that are just bored going through random windows and stuff and being like, oh, what's this guy all about? And generally on Twitch, it was like, hey, man, are you playing Rock Band? Hey, man, are you playing Rock Band? No, I'm not playing Rock Band. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Like, I don't really get the Rock Band thing. I get it's cool when they play the Rock Band with like the real guitar. But yeah, I don't know. All right, so we're hanging out. We've got a few other plugins. As we typically like to do it, when something comes out from a developer, we like to showcase other plugins from said developer. And we've got Rhino that may or may not get used today. It's always fun to use this plugin. It sounds awesome. If you've never tried Rhino, I want to hear in the comments, what do you guys think? I've had a few different creators mention to me that, they mentioned that Rhino looks a little weird. Oh, it looks a little weird. I don't know if I can't get used to the UI. I perfectly understand people like that. I do. I perfectly understand people that think that way. I totally do. I get it. So what do you guys think? Do you think it'd be worth Aurora DSP making a more analog looking UI for this particular suite? Do you think it would do, what do you think? How would you think that would do better or worse? I'm curious because I like it the way it is. But if it had an analog look to it, I would use that sometimes as well. I don't know. I'm just so used to the way it looks now. I never really thought about it too much. Then I had an in-depth conversation with one of the creators who said that these are some of the best tones he's ever heard. But he said he just really, the UI kind of sees, he says it kind of bugs him. And I'm curious. We also have Goblin. I always like to showcase something free in the chain. This is Goblin. This is free. You can go get it right now. Also, a few presets in here from yours truly. Old Faithful, Old School, all around heavy, all kinds of fun things. Just add delay lead. And that's some fun things I made. Wow, this has got to be going on a few years ago now. And we've got Cobra. This thing's fun too. I've had a lot of fun with this plugin since it came out. We've got the Chainsaw Distortion. This one's a cheeky and fun little kind of Grindstein light, if you will. And then, as mentioned, we are today celebrating the release of a fun plugin. And I'm really glad that this was like the first plugin I got to work on a release campaign for with Aurora DSP. Like, officially, I've always had the opportunity to work. I've been on their beta team for a while. All the guys, most of us guys on the team here at the Amsterdam Universe are on the beta team there. So we've gotten to work along in that sense. But like the first thing where I actually get to work with creators on a plugin that's been released, I'm really excited. I'm really happy about the response for this one. PJ, man, it's worth more than the 40. It's worth more than just it's worth more than this. The other, let's get to it here. The other amp is fantastic as well. Let's go to this preset here. And by the way, hi BJ. Anybody, if anybody that likes Smashing Pumpkins, by the way, you got to go and check it out. His Instagram page. BJ, are you also on YouTube? I'm curious. Either way, throw your channel name or your Instagram. Is it Smashing Pumpkins Gear? I always forget about usernames after just having seen them a little bit. Hey! I didn't know Daniel was dropping in. Nice to see you, Daniel. Really nice to see you. Daniel's on holiday right now. They are having it's like a holiday weekend in Poland this weekend. So yeah, going back to the Rhino debate just a little bit. I don't necessarily know, like, there's been so many really great updates to this because it started as Daniel, it started as 4 amps, right? Now it's 6. This thing is also like so affordable as is. Like, there's really no complaint just being saying, well, I really wish it looked like a real amp. That's not really a complaint to have over this. It keeps it all in one perspective. It keeps it all in one panel for you. But some people also, like, for folks that said, hey, you know, going back to this because Daniel's in on the chat now, some might say, okay, well, it keeps everything on one page for you, which is, I would agree, is true. You don't have to switch from panel to panel, but there's these arrows here. If you want to get more in depth with the individual sections here, you have to hit the arrows, and you're essentially like you would be hitting a panel. Am I right? So just like you'd be hitting a panel, you'd be hitting this. And so this would just be 2 different panels, I'm assuming. Either way, you'd have to, I'm not sure how it would be laid out. But then you have, you know, mod effects. Again, this would all be available on, like, you know, your post effect or whatever, your mod effects. Either way, I think it'd be an interesting idea. But then again, it also could be a phenomenal waste in resources. And it's not cheap to do an entire UI based on, like, you know, on a whim. You know what I mean? To redesign and come up with like a new 4 or 5 panel plugin is not a cheap venture. So if, you know, it really depends. I personally think that it would sell a few more, but at the same time, with the price that it's at, guys, this thing is truly crushing. Let's get back to the DS here. And I'm actually really, really impressed. I haven't really used Gilbert here. Normally, Gilbert is like one of my first testing guitars for everything. But then I got the Mindsinger, and it's sort of just like Gilbert here got left to the side a little bit. And this is still my favorite guitar in the world. I just have to do a little bit of I have to do something to the nut. I think it's just a little low on the on the D string. Yeah. Killer. Yo, Eddie. What's up, dude? Nice to see you. I totally clipped that, didn't I? No, I didn't. Didn't clip the fucker there. Exhumed Corpse. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, my friend. We are checking out the Diamond Sound, and because he wasn't here for the first couple presets, we're going to go back a second because I believe that the man himself probably should hear these presets. Because, like, the thrash, I know the thrash business. Thrash is this old man's business. Speaking of old men, Exhumed Corpse, you'll appreciate this. I saw our friend Harris, and that doesn't mean anything to anybody, really. I saw our friend Harris, and I knew it was Harris when I walked up at McDonald's to get a coffee. And I knew it was him because you just know when you're walking. You just know. And so I walked up. I was right behind him, and I said, sorry, we're not serving washed up old punks here. And without even turning around, he's just like, well, then I guess you better get the fuck out of here too then, eh? It's nice seeing other old punks or old metalheads in the wild. Guys you grew up with and such. And it's really fun to see, like, you know, hey, how you been? How you been? You know, and I bump into this dude lots at the most random places, but I'm always so happy to see him. I really am. He's just one of those people. All right, I'm going to bring the, do that a little bit. That's a little bit, that's too much. Yeah, definitely the action on the one string is somehow... I know I did like a kind of a shitty half repair when I went too deep with a file. And that shitty half repair is now coming back to bite me. So I have to go back and redo the shitty half repair. And I am getting sick. I'm getting sick. When you work with small children that are very unhygienic, because kids are filthy. I was a filthy kid too. We all were. And that's not a shot at like modern kids. Boy, oh boy, do I have some takes for you, but we're not going to get into that. But in this particular case, all kids, even us as children or our parents as children, we're all filthy kids. And so I got sick. That just like you're working with a lot of people that are also sick and everything else. So I found myself a nice little spring cold. Glad it's not a summer cold because summer colds are fucking horrible. I turn into a complete whiny bitch when I get sick too. An absolute whiny bitch. Yeah, we are a rare breed around these parts. Man, the chugs are real with this. Man, fun. But I've also gone and done like some silly kinds of things like this as well, though, right? What the hell? Oh, the switch is starting to go. This one's fun too. So you guys can have some fun with it. Get the free trial now if it's not convincing you at all now in this stream. Yeah, that's not a big deal, because you know what? No matter what anybody says about any plugin, as long as there's a free fucking unrestricted trial, it doesn't matter what anybody says about a plugin, because you can easily go out and test it on your own rig with your own guitar, with your own hands and your own ears, and just decide, do I like this or do I not like this? But really, I feel like it's an amp that, for me, took a few minutes to just get how it dials in. And I think that we've done a good job across the presets to show how it dials in. But at the same time, you got to just, it's one of those amps that it's not a 5150. You got to feel it out. And it's going to change with every guitar and set of pickups that you use with it. It's not a 5150 with a mess of cabinet. You know what I mean? That you can plug a fucking toaster with an EMG into and have it sound the same every time. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those amps that you might, like I said, I plugged this guitar in and I made it with, you know, and I was like, oh, well, that's a bit different. Then you just got to tweak a little bit, figure out how it dials in, and especially when it comes to the gain staging. Very important. The gain staging, and more gain staging. Very important. Please, when you do things, when you go and try to dial things in with this amp, just be gentle. Be gentle. Let's try some of the genty presets. Beautiful. So Mr. Hector it's a cool plugin. But as Daniel would agree, and as he clearly had in mind prior to us having the discussion, is that it's got some issues. And when you put it up against how fucking real the Diamond Sound plugin sounds in comparison to the real deal, it's just not gonna meet that same standard. It's just not. However, as I've been told and informed, there is a V2 Mr. Hector planned, and it will be getting this some of the bump up and a little bit more of that, closer to that 1-to-1. I don't know exactly what's being done to it or exactly what's being added to it, etc. I just been told that there is a plan to give that the same level as this one does right here. This one is definitely a plugin that makes me, I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited about this plugin. It's fun. Where would I use this plugin though? I always like to talk about that. This plugin is cool, but would he use it? That's that's definitely a benchmark. Would I use it? Where would I use it? Well, yes, I would use this in recordings or on recordings. I would definitely use this for thrash. I would definitely use this for doom, and we're going to get to that. And I would also definitely use this. I would even use this for clean. There's some remarkable clean tones in here as well. But I think that where this amp excels most is like hard rock. Dad rock, hard rock, even Southern rock. This thing is an absolute Swiss Army knife. Where it kind of tops out is right here in and around this djenty sound. The modern death metal really ends up at kind of the upper end of the headroom of some of the gain, and some of like that's about as heavy as it's going to get kind of scenario. So going back to it, the solo control on here, as mentioned, gain staging and more gain staging. The solo function is much like, well, I'm not going to say it's much like because I don't actually know the schematic, but it's very similar in a sense to the booster feature, where you really have to be gentle with it and sort of just like I said, you're going to have to gain stage. If this one goes up, volume 2's got to come down. You know what I mean? And if you go to the clean tone, this one kind of reminded me of is almost the Marshall JCM 800 2210 model, where when you switch to the clean tone, well, there's not really a clean tone. There's drive and there's, well, no, I wouldn't say clean or not, but if you go here, you'll notice that it switches you to these two controls over here. And it's a very simplistic, and you can get it to do like rock, and we can go to like the classic rock feature, and it'll just use the clean tone with a bit of boost on it. So it gives you, that's the clean tone, but I've got the clean tone. I'm not even really doing anything to it. I'm just running the clean tone nice and hot with a bit of this booster. So again, this is definitely going to be one of those amps where you're going to want to take your time and figure out how it dials in. It really is that there's just that much value in pretty much every control that you're really going to want to just kind of chill with it and just, just settle in for like a good hour. Couple of different guitars if you have a couple of different instruments. If not, just make sure you're switching pickups, going neck to neck to bridge, etc. When did this Rhino? Whoa. Aurora, can you tell me the names of the... Yeah, dude, fuck. I always forget this too. Daniel, can you do me a favor and just like send me exactly like the color code for Rhino, if Daniel's still here. I'm not sure if he's still here. In order: Angle, Rivera, Cornford, Mesa, Kraken, 5153. For realsies? I always thought there was a Purple Nightmare in there. I think I've told several people that there's a Purple Nightmare in there. Oops. See, we all make mistakes. I'm really stupid. I found this weird bad guy recording by these women playing, they're called Eclipse. I don't know what it is I like about it. Stringed instrument, does it count? It's fun to listen to. I don't know what it is about it. And they use like a violin to do like the vocal parts. It's pretty nice. Let's find something good here. There we go. Hammer Smash Face always does the job. The thing I like most about Cannibal Corpse, the drums in Cannibal Corpse, Paul Mazurkiewicz is not what you'd call a great metal drummer. Even when they were in their prime, in comparison to the other drummers that were in that, he's never been what you consider like the best drummer at any point. And but I always feel like he's operating he's redlining his headroom at all times. And the drums always sound in Cannibal Corpse songs, they always sound like they're about to fall off the rails, but they never do. That's what I love about them. And it's not a shot. I just mean it's their style. There is no drummer like Paul Mazurkiewicz, and I don't know how that dude's still playing drums, because the dude is straight up almost crippled. or at least he was at one point. It's in back and knee and all kinds of shit, tons of issues. So cheers to Paul Mazurkowitz for being old and still kicking ass. Yeah. Showing off if you weren't here at the start, showing off my new Joe Hendry shirt. I was literally watching the tracking on this almost every day. I was so excited to get it. And there's this one dude that I work with that also really likes wrestling. And he saw this shirt today and he's just like, nice, beautiful, perfect. I'm just reading through, guys. I feel like the 5150s kind of spoiled us when it came out to dialing tones. Those things are instant. You're right, they are. So we're going to use, actually, I'm going to get to, because we're talking about Rhino, I'm going to use Rhino for a bit. Let's rock. Let's rock Rhino. I'm going to go to a preset. And I'm going to go to modern death metal rhythm. It was one of my favorite presets on this. And we're just going to switch amps and play around with stuff. See what we got. Oh, it sounds so good. And you know what? If Daniel's still here, though, Daniel, one thing we got to fix about this is, like, see this? I make it smaller, and then I go to a different plugin, and then I go back to Rhino, and pow! Still huge! I'm like, I don't know, man. I got to just like, calm down, Rhino. Calm down. And that's the other thing. That an analog looking UI could change with this one is that when you make it really small, you know, if I make this, whoa. If I make it smaller, it starts to get tougher to read in some cases. In right now, it's not. But if you make it smaller, like much smaller, even for my old fucking eyes, gotta get my cheaters. I need cheaters soon too. Fuck. I don't want to get bifocals, man. I don't. Either you have the line across, or you've got that weird fishbowl effect. Don't want to do it. Can't do it. Just gonna get the best prescription I can, and then use cheaters, or just like do the old guy thing. I can't do it, man. I can't. I think the line across the glasses is like 60 plus only, man. Anyways, let's keep rocking. Yeah, ballsy. Definitely. All right, we're gonna whoa. Sorry, this is what I like about it. You can add the fire. That just made it louder, really. But we're gonna bring it back a little. I'm going to bring up the high pass a little bit to about here. That sounds pretty good. So we're going to go through a couple of, there's this gray one now. Yeah. So, and you've got Screamer right here. You've got the Brute is this guy right here. If I'm not mistaken, the Brute is the Unify preamp. That's right here. So if you want to use, if you want to use that, see again, it's just like, chill out, Rhino. Chill out, dude. So if I want to throw the Brute in there, I'm probably going to turn the Scream off. The bass is going to be way down. And we're just going to see what we got here. Let's see. Yep, that's where we ended. That's where I parked my car, folks. Whoa. How's it going, folks? Let's liven this bitch up. It's a slower stream today, but it also is a Thursday. It's a Thursday. We're going to be here for about another half an hour or so, maybe 45 minutes. I think that's happened to Phil Collins. His back got all fucked up and he had to quit drumming. Yeah, pretty much. Anybody see? I mean, injuries and drumming are very, you'd be surprised. Drumming is not easy on your joints, folks. It's not. It's good for your joints up until a certain point. It's also great for fitness, but it really depends on the type of drums you're playing. If you're playing like hard rock and you're hitting really hard, it's not easy on your body. And yeah, drum injuries do happen. My shoulder and wrist are basically fucked. And drumming probably didn't help, but at the same time, like, fuck, I would love to have a kit. I would absolutely love to have a kit. ASAP. Oh, that's so beefy. So much low end. Yeah, I'm dancing. I can just picture Chubbs. What are you doing? Riding the bull? You're acting like a damn fool. It's a line from a movie. I'm allowed. Calm the fuck down. Everybody needs to calm the fuck down. Somebody once told me, like, I did a line from a movie, and someone's like, is that racist? I'm like, it's a fucking line from a movie. I'm just imitating a character from a movie. He's like, I don't know if I can laugh at that. Like, fuck, are you serious right now? Are we serious? It's a line from a movie. We all need to calm down. Dude, my rotator cuff. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing. I fucked it up so bad that I had to learn how to play disc golf with my left arm. And it was fucked. Super fucked. But then through proper rehabilitation and lots of time, I gave it time. And man, it came back to Hundo P, man. It's still not like what I would call like a young man's shoulder. Because this has got about thousands and thousands of baseball throws and basketball throws and everything else, drumming and all the other things I've done since a kid on this arm. Whereas this arm is like, this arm has never been through anything. And this shoulder is like brand new. I wish you could do that. Be like, can you just move this shoulder to the other side? Somehow, some way. Man, let's not get into Cyberpunk. That's another game that, man. Daniel, have you played Oblivion yet? I actually forgot to ask you. I wonder. I actually sat and wondered. I was like, I wonder if Daniel's playing the new Oblivion as well. Because the wife and I are playing it, but man, it's like, it's weird. It's like you're playing Skyrim on meth. I don't know what meth is like. I just assume like everybody you meet has this look on their face. It's like this extra shocked face. Everybody you meet, and there's this instantly this like light that comes on everybody that's like talking to you, and it's sort of fucking weird. I wish that light wasn't there. Can you turn that off? That would be cool if you could turn that off. Okay, I need to tune, and I need to play that riff again in a way that doesn't sound like it was being played with somebody with no fingers. It just sound like that was a riff I wrote ages ago, and it literally sounded like I just played that with a brick. So I need to redeem myself. You guys ever write a riff and it's really hard? I'm not saying it's this riff. This riff is not that hard. But have you guys ever written a riff when you were practicing a lot and then gone back and tried to play that riff and be like, fuck, can't play my own riff? There's one riff that like I wrote ages ago, and in a short way or in a slow, it's fuck. And it was fast too. So fast. I'm listening to the recording of it, and it's like and I'm listening, did I record that, or did I use a stunt cock? A stunt well, I can't say that word on YouTube. I probably just got censored. I just got 18 plus. No. A stunt did I need a stunt guitar player? Hold on, we got here. I gotta go back. Yeah, man, Angle amps fucking rip. I know. Yeah, you can chat Angle with Eddie all day these days. He's been definitely interesado. I don't know what we're listening to right now, but it sounds real octane, serious octane. It's not though. It's definitely not serious octane. Can you disable the camera zoom? Fuck. Hold on. Can you disable the camera zoom in during dialogue in Oblivion? And it... Oh, you can. Oh, wait. That'd be awesome. I'm going to do that because that's really super weird. It's very weird when they do that, like... Melodic band, burning ones, 40 watt Laboga, and it's sweet. It's in the settings somewhere. Nice. Update for... What's in the update for Cobra? Gotta put a fuzz in Absalon. So it's all... So it can do the real... Like the fucking big old beefy Doom. Wow. The what name? Gotcha. I see. That's fair. The thing is, though, it's like Rhino is a one-stop shop. There's cleans in here. There's everything in here. I'd actually like to take a whack at more presets for this now that they've added like 3 amps or 2 amps since I took a rip through some of those. Nice. That is just fucking evil, man. I've been learning this legato lick recently. There's no chance in the universe I'm going to try it right now because I would just, it would literally sound like I took this guitar and threw it down the stairs. That's what would happen if I try it right now. But it's like, it's a fun lick, and when I eventually nail it, it's going to be fun for testing. And I'm really wanting to learn more lead passages so that I can test things a little bit better. By the way, let's go back to the DS for a sec. The lead sounds in here are exquisite. Exquisite. Shred, for example. See what I mean, though? You hear that really, really nice pick attack on there. It's just really, really nice. The notes, it's the lead tones are just like I said. The lead tones are very solid. Now, there's a reason I left the gate out of the picture in some of the presets, in most of them, in fact. Because the gate is kind of up to you. There's a lot of noise in my environment that might not be in yours. But if in case you haven't noticed, there's a bit of a hiss happening in the background. Now all I've got to do is go to the gate here and just go, boop. That's it. One notch, one mouse wheel notch up, and it all goes away. Off. There it is again. You guys could probably hear it. If you can't, well, whatever. Then you just give it that one little boop. All done. Is she gone? So, if you're getting any hiss or anything like that, the noise gate makes it go away pretty darn quick. I was even doing some tapping licks. Damn it. See, this is what happens when I try to play lead on in a live stream. It just ends up sounding like they take this thing and drop it on the floor. I am not what you'd call a lead capable player anymore. Once upon a time. But anyways, going to the... If you're a shredder, please give the shred presets a run. And also give the... go to the modern solo. I like the modern solo ones as well. We can go to that. It's a bit of a bit dry, more dry. So yeah, there's a really nice post-effects section. And one thing I also like about creating the lead tones in here is that you can go right in here. And you could just, fire up any of, well, not any of these components, but top component, you fire in the 510 EQ. And you just find where you want it to poke through. Where do you want that pick attack to get heard a little bit more? And you just do it. Just do it. And then oftentimes I'll back off the bass end, the back end a little bit, and you throw some brightness in there, and all of a sudden your leads are cutting through into the mix like no problem. And the other thing is, you don't really need your own EQ. I'm always talking about post-effects sections aren't that handy because I always end up wanting to put my own EQ into the mix, and that usually comes right after the amp sim. Before your delays and before your verbs. However, in this case, they have given you a perfectly very, very capable EQ, as a matter of fact, where you can just put your high and your low pass filters on, no problem, and just create create that. You want, you're going to go low cut, and then you are going to fire that up to about, well, for guitar, if it's a lead for me, I'm going to go up a little further. maybe like 130. Again, don't mock my production skills. They are what they are. But for rhythm guitar, it's going to be anywhere between 110 and 130. It really depends on you and your mix. But you can do it right here inside the plugin, which is fucking rad. Absolutely rad. You can do it right inside the plugin. And it's not just giving you that band EQ, you know, it gives you the actual ability to do your high and low pass filters. And the majority of the time when I'm using an EQ after the amp sims, that's pretty much all I'm doing. Most of the time, I just put a high pass, low pass / high cut, low cut on the guitar, and then, you know, maybe you'll get a little cut or a little boost. But if you find yourself having to do too much in here, you got to go back and do more in here to get where maybe a little bit closer to where you want to go, a little bit more organically, as opposed to really trying to squeeze and shoehorn, you know, with an EQ in post. So that's just, anyways, I've never claimed to be a professional mixing. I'm not a professional engineer, you know, studio engineer. I am a basic at-home asshole like the rest of y'all, and probably not even up to snuff. Most of you guys can probably produce me, outproduce and outmix me, no problem. I love that Daniel's just like, absolutely. Daniel, it's fucking late there, dude. So late there. Thanks for hanging out with us, though. But man, it's super late there. Thank you. Somebody needs to do a VHT. We do. You're right. We've brought this up many times where, yes, we need more VHT / Fryette in our world. And I know that company is, at least at some point, was open to a plug-in collaboration. I don't know if they would be now, being that it's way more fashionable than it was, like, say, 6-7 years ago. And I knew that was at least a discussion between a developer and Fryette. I was in the middle of said discussion, so I know that it happened, and I just know that it never happened. I'm not going to disclose why it didn't happen, but it just didn't end up happening. And now that it's a little bit more, you know, you can look around as an analog builder and say, this is actually a good idea. You know, rather than letting somebody just parody name unlicensed. This isn't bad. Which isn't bad by any means. The Audio Assault Bulldog is wonderful. But what I'm saying is, a lot of the way that a lot of analog builders are looking at things right now is very simple. It's saying, hey, you know, this actually might help us sell more of our analog products here. If people want to try our stuff out, if it's not available at your local guitar store, which, to be honest, local guitar stores are closing everywhere these days. And if you can't go in and walk in somewhere and test a lot of this stuff, like, you know, there's a lot of amps out there that do not exist ever and will not ever exist in a guitar store. It just won't happen. A lot of this stuff is made custom. It's made to order. And in the cases like that, if someone is about to drop $6,000 on a fucking amp or more, having a plugin that absolutely nails that sound replica, you know, level at 1-to-1 or close to 1-to-1, that is something that is it's super invaluable to the customer when it comes to spending that at that $6,000 or $7,000. Because if it's licensed and it has their actual name on it and they got final approval and they're like, yeah, we want this out there, then the customers or the potential customers of their analog gear are going to look at that and say, well, you know, this seems like a really good way to try this stuff at like a with low pressure. And you know, if these days a lot of the builders want final approval instead of just saying, yeah, give me the money and you can take the likeness and yeah, whatever, have fun with your little toy. Now things are at the point where you can make some money on this if you're the analog builder as well. So I think things have really changed over time, and I think it's a much better idea. Bo, what's going on? Welcome back, sir. Bug. Yeah, man, I heard about that. I actually saw a video of Rob Chapman. I'm talking both Mr. 2.0. Take my money. We are Americans and we want more angle. Interesting. I might know a developer that can help you with that. All right. Pitbull Ultra Lead or Deliverance. Nice idea. I would love to see both. The Deliverance, in my opinion, is such a rad and underappreciated and underrated and underknown amp. Pardon me. All right, let's go back. We're actually getting right close to the end of our stream here, folks. We've been here about 1.5 hours, and I am going to wrap it up. This has been fun. It's been a lot of fun, and we're going to be doing some fun stuff this weekend. I'm just looking through here. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading through. Kyle Hunter. Kyle Hunter, did you win the Everything Bundle? For whatever reason, no, that was the Fuse Audio Labs Everything Bundle you won. So today, Kyle Hunter is going to win the Aurora DSP Laboga Diamond Sound. We're going to give one license away today, as I typically like to do in release streams when I can. Okay, so Kyle Hunter, get at me. You can holler at me on Facebook or via email, and we'll make sure we get you a license for that. Right after I figure out exactly how to work the license generator. I think I have an idea of what I'm doing. I also maybe don't 100% know. I want to make sure I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to connect. I told Merrick I was going to connect with him at some point tomorrow. Because I know that it's very late there in Poland, and they're in the middle of their... Is it like, Daniel, is it like your Independence Day? Is it like Canada Day or Independence Day, or is they call it Poland Day? Polish Day? Poland Day? What's it called, dude? Anyways, I want to make sure he's, like when you're working, and when you're working a lot, you want to make sure you don't work too much. And I have the tendency to try to do that a little too often. So that's the other reason I'm going to hop off here, because I've got I've got to make sure I connect with all the folks that I've been chit-chatting with. And man, lots of demos coming out for the Diamond Sound. There's one in particular that I'm really excited for from this dude. I've connected with. He's a Schecter artist. His name is Niles. And I don't have his full information in front of me, but man, this dude is a lot of fun to watch. He's a lot of fun to watch. He does really cool demos. And he's one of those guitar players, when I watch him play, I'm just like, man, whether he's playing clean or like heavy stuff, it's like, he's just one of those guitar players. You guys, everybody's got their guy or their girl or their whomever. Everybody's got those players that you watch them play and they just make it look so effortless, and they do things that you can't do on a guitar. Not to say that it has to be really, really technical and super shreddy, but just the stuff that that you can't do comfortably. And you just watch other people do it and you're like, damn, that looks they make that look good. And he just has that knack. So I can't wait to see his demo for Diamond Sound. Oswaldo, another guy that I just love watching Oswaldo play, and he did a demo for this and made it sound like a giant wall of awesome. So super excited about the Aurora Diamond Sound. Super excited about everything that's coming up from Aurora DSP, man. Oh, man. There's just so much awesome stuff I wish I could talk about. I wish I could talk about a boat. Oh, man, I just did it. I did the Canadian thing. A boat. We don't say a boot here. Nobody says a boot. Nobody in Canada ever said a boot. A boat or a boat. Yes, absolutely. A boat. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say a boot. I've never heard it. Maybe I'm in the wrong part of the country. Anyhow, this has been a good day. This has been a fun day. This plugin is an absolute Swiss Army knife. Rhino is an absolute Swiss Army knife. And then you have other plugins that are on the much more affordable side of things, like Cobra and Absalon. And this one, inside this plugin, there's actually a pretty good wealth of tone. I think this one could use a couple of presets because there's just so much value under the hood here. Check this one out, guys. It's a sleeper. Okay, check out. It's based on the Framus Cobra, and I'm convinced that the more people that try this, the more people are going to find they're like that one and done plugin. If you like a lot of different types of tone, but you want something very simplistic. You don't want Rhino and all those panels and all that stuff. If maybe that stuff overwhelms you, that's totally cool. Maybe you're trying to get somebody brand new into amp sims and you want to give them into amp sims with something free, easy to use, and high quality. Again, we talk about Goblin. We talk about Cobra. This is not free, but Cobra is definitely affordable. Absalon, very affordable. Dead Kitty, very affordable. So check these out. And there's a lot of great tones inside. This one's got a bunch of different tabs. You've got 3 channels. You've got all kinds of fun stuff. So grab the free and unrestricted trial and try Cobra, try Absalon. If I'm being honest, I like Absalon bass more than I like Absalon guitar. And I would love to add a fuzz to both of those plugins. Oh my God. I would love to create Doom machines out of Absalon. But that's for another day. We will talk again. I will be here tomorrow for the usual Friday stream, about 4:30 Eastern time. Saturday, not 100% sure. I'm hoping to do some the Fishman Telecaster tones. I'm also got a set of Fishman open coil nickel blades showing up tomorrow. Thanks so much to my boy over at Fishman, Nate. Thank you so much for that. And those will be showing up, I think, tomorrow. And then if I can get those installed in time, those will be our Saturday fun testing. We're just going to test all the fun amp sims through the new set of pickups and see what they can give me. It's going to go into my average ass Pink Jackson. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. So hopefully I've got some Fishman goodness for you guys this weekend. If I don't, then I'll just find some other rad stuff that we can do together. Newfoundland. If you're not from Newfoundland, here's a tip. If you're not from Newfoundland or the Maritimes, never call someone from Newfoundland a Newfie. They don't like it. They don't like it very much at all. So, yeah, that's a good tip. If you're not from there, don't tell them Newfie. I know Bo's actually from there though. Bo. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm really, really happy to have been through here today. Please do like and subscribe. And whether it's Aurora DSP or Neural DSP or any of the DSPs or any of the companies at all, make sure you're sniffing around and snooping around and getting your free trials. Try everything that's got a free trial. Even if some people, this is my tip on my way out here, is if a lot of us are on budgets. The world is getting way more expensive every day. Every single damn day, the world gets more expensive. So my advice is download all the free trials you can and make use of them as well. Don't just download them and use them for a bit. If you download it and you like it, get that full 2 weeks or that 1 week, whatever it is, out of that. Mix something, record a song, or do whatever you can with that plugin. Really put it through its paces. Wait for it to be on sale, and then snap it up. Put it on a list. There's a lot of ways that you can have the majority of great plugins right now. And that is sales and free trials. All right, guys, we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys next time.
Name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Why believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry.